Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be spending some time on UL 2231-2 Ringwave test using our Pacific Power AFX series. During today's video, we're going to be using the 360 AFX series, model number 360 AFX-2AG. UL 2231-2 focuses on personnel protection systems for EV supply circuits, more specifically, particular requirements for protection devices for use in charging systems, and we are interested in the Ringwave test for today's video. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start the video walking through some of the different connections on the front and the back of the system briefly. Then we'll go ahead and we'll start up the software and we'll walk through selecting some of the different criteria for the UL 2231-2 Ringwave test. And then finally, we'll take a brief look at a scope trace just to be sure we are getting what we believe we are out of our 360 AFX. Now let's go ahead and let's start with the connections on our AFX unit. Alright, here we have the front of our 360 AFX unit. All the connections on the AFX series should be very similar to that of the 360 AFX we're using for today's video. Keep in mind we did a video in the past that focuses a little more on the unit itself and goes into more detail. So if you're interested in a little more in-depth overview of the test system itself, go ahead and click the link in the description below. Today we're not going to be running any tests from our front panel, so we're not going to focus on that too much. All the connections that we need to make will be on the back side of the unit. Here you'll find the back side of our 360 AFX. There's only a few connections that need to be made to get this system operational for our test today. So let's go ahead and let's get that done. First, on the far left, you'll see a series of connections in the upper left-hand corner. We have USB, LAN, GPIB. We're going to be using Ethernet for connection to our laptop during today's video. Working our way down and right towards the center of the unit, you'll see a green series of connections right there. Those are going to be our output terminals. And then finally, as we work our way right, we will see our input connections right there. And then below those terminals, you'll see our ground connection. Let's go ahead now and let's make the necessary connections and take a look at the software. Okay, so we have opened our web browser page with the associated unit. We're not going to walk through all the functionality of the software for today's video. However, this should provide a decent overview on some of the capabilities of the software. Along the top of the screen right now, this is our starting screen. You should see Home, Control, Measurement, Configuration, and System. Let's go ahead now and let's click the Control and go down to the Waveform editor. All right, just like that. Perfect. So here's our Waveform editor page. Let's go ahead and let's scroll down to the Waveform Tools section. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to select the tool drop down right there. And we're going to go down to Ring Waveform. Excellent. And then just below that, we have our ring waveform and then ring envelope. We're going to change our ring envelope from exponential rise to exponential fall. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change all the criteria below here, including decay, amplitude, ring phase, and a few other pieces of information to correlate with our UL requirements. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and let's add those different testing criteria for our UL 2231-2 requirements. And we're not going to walk through each individual change in the testing parameters, but let's go ahead and let's just fast forward this briefly and get all those entered. All right, so we got all our criteria entered into our software. Now let's go ahead and let's hit apply. Now let's go ahead and let's scroll up to the top. You can see right here we have our waveform, which is based off the criteria we entered below under the waveform tools. Now let's go ahead and let's turn on our power source. To do that, go ahead and hit Control and then go down to Program. All right. Excellent. In the upper left corner here, we have a program tab, and you can see right now it's off. Let's go ahead and switch that to on. Excellent. And now if we look just below there, we have our measurement section. We should be seeing those values slightly move, and we are. So we are happy that our supply is running, and we are getting some measurements. Now let's go ahead and let's take a look at the trace from the source itself as it's monitoring the waveform. To do that, go ahead and click on measurement at the top, and then go down to scope. All right, here you'll find our scope page, and we just want to be sure we have on our auto refresh right there. And you can see right now we have it on refresh. And then when you do want to look at the individual lines, you can see right there, here's our line A. All right, that should do it. That should complete the software for today's video. Now let's go ahead and let's take a quick look at a scope trace, just ensuring we're getting the correct waveform. Here you'll find the scope trace for the UL2231-2 transient that we just added the test criteria for. As you can see, we're getting a ring wave beginning at 90 degrees and following the criteria that we entered. That should complete the video for today on using the AFX series for that UL2231-2 ring wave test. We began the video by going over briefly some of the different connections. Then we moved on to using the software. And then finally, we looked at a quick scope trace, just ensuring we are getting the correct waveform. We hope this video has been useful, and please keep us in mind if you ever need to rent any of the AFX series power supplies.